Hey everybody, Ethan here, and you're on my side of the room. I think it's like theme week, apparently. It wasn't the plan, but here we are. So today I'm going to talk about why I bought the Getaria GWS-8 wireless system from Amazon. This is not monetized, it's not sponsored. I bought this with my own money. My opinions are my own. Get it and like it. Alright, so I've said before, my decision-making process in virtually anything I buy musically is, am I going to use it often, and like for gigging or recording, and if not, then I'm not going to get it. Well, I've got guitar chords, but when I saw that I think this was on sale for something like $35, whatever, it's kind of in that $40 range. These days prices are kind of doing one of these because of availability and stuff. So it's just a rough guesstimate. But there's wireless that goes for way more expensive than this. What I always say about electronic reviews, and I consider musical instruments in the category of electronics, is review-wise, everybody hates everything. So grain of salt when you look at these reviews on Amazon. So I'm here to show you the unit, and then you can also hear it by virtue of me playing the bass with it. You may notice I've been using it, I just don't talk about it, so now today I'm explicitly talking about it. Alright, so why did I buy it? I bought it because I wanted to take it on gigs and be wireless. I don't know what the wireless situation is at gigs. It's my current situation with the CSL in Orlando. They don't hand me a wireless pack to use. I brought this to my first ever gig there, but I brought a cable as a backup and ended up using the cable because rehearsal took so long that I was very worried about the battery life on this. And this is it. I've got a sender and a receiver, and that's all I've got. They recharge through USB through those phone style cables, so not the USB-C, but the other, like, we'll say old-fashioned phone cables. They charge up in about 2 hours, I'd say. Like, I don't keep a close eye on how long it's taking, but it's in that vicinity. One thing you could do is, if you were doing sets or whatever, you could use it, turn it off, charge it, and then when you take it off the charge and plug it in again, then it'll be kind of hot jumped and keep using it. All right, but the thing you're going to read in reviews is, oh my God, it drops out all the time. It has no range. All right, so I'm in an apartment, so I can't really tell you like the dimensions. But what I can tell you is, if we think of my apartment as a really big stage, relatively speaking, I mean, stages vary in size, but I'd say this patch of land I've got right here that I stand on is a pretty good footprint for me, the bass player. I got my amp, so that anchors me as to kind of where I stand. I can kind of wander around and move back and forth, but I don't expect I'm going to like go over the whole stage and out of the audience and back again. I just don't expect that. So the range I really need more than anything is from there to there. It's just nice to have. It's just no cord. I can do these and whatever. I'm not going to get all tangled up in cords. How does it sound? Well, it sounds like you're plugged in with your cord. So we turn this up just a little bit more. Decided lunchtime's the time for anything having to do with turning the amp on, and then that way it's a good compromise with the neighbors. Not that they've said anything, I'm just telling you that I'm always looking out for the neighbors. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wander off. This is still on. I'm going to go to the farthest point in the apartment that I can go. And what I'll do is I'm just going to play this note. Let's just make it simple on ourselves. Just going to chug the eighth on this. When I get to the farthest point, I'm going to do the octave. All right? And then you'll know I'm coming back when you hear me back on the low chug. All right? So listen now to whether or not this drops out. I can't police this. I don't know if it's going to do it. I've got walls in the apartment and stuff that I'm going to be kind of moving around. So let's see. Let's see what the range kind of is. I don't know, like I don't have the instructions handy. I don't know what the range they say it is. I want to say it's something like, it's either 50 or 100 feet. To me, it just seems like more than enough, especially when like my longest cord is 20 feet. That seems totally like more than enough range, I think, relative to a cord. All right, I'm going to shut up and start playing my chug. Off I go. And I'm back. All right. I was far away. I don't know if it dropped out or not. It didn't sound like it from what I could hear, but you tell me. Once in a great while, I'll be in here practicing, because even with the headphones, I could still use the wireless. And again, I like that when I got the headphones on, because I already got the headphone cable to deal with, so I don't like two cords to screw around with. When I'm gigging at the church, as an example, it's one cable. I don't have headphones on, so I don't mind doing that. And I don't really go anywhere on the stage at the CSL, so because of that, I don't mind cording it. But I'm just looking down the road to like, will I need to like wander the stage more like at some other gig, and I want that option. All right, I kind of jumped my train of thought. I do apologize. Once in a while when I'm in here practicing, I'll hear it drop out like once, and it's usually my signal that the battery probably needs charging up, because I just kind of go a few days between charges, and then I don't wait for it to drop out. I just kind of hit a point where it's like, this probably needs charging, and I put it on the charger. But your mileage will very much vary. But otherwise, again, there's not a lot to say about it. I found it to be pretty reliable, actually. I know that there's more expensive units out there. I know that people all have their favorites and reasons why they're their favorites, but it seems fine. But my only concern is battery life. Because it's my only pair, I could do one of two things. I could just buy another set and then have pair number one for like rehearsal and pair number two for the actual service, or I could have, if I'm playing some other kind of gig and there's sets, then pair number one for set one and then pair number two for set two. And that's still going to come in cheaper than a lot of these wireless units. Again, or I could just charge during the interval or something. I'm wanting to at some point, just for field testing, I want to go back out and try again. The thing is, I got to talk to the sound people and make sure they mute the bass, because I don't know that they necessarily do that between rehearsal and the actual service. I'll do this, I'll turn the volume off on here, but they might not mute it because of that. And what concerns me is when you turn this on, it's going to be a loud pop in the PA. And if they mute it, then it's not going to be a big deal. So that'd be another thing, would be to turn this off when you're not using it. So rehearsal, turn it off, come back. And then for as short a time as we're actually performing, it's 2 songs, sermon we'll say, and then 2 songs. And that's always the order of events. So once again, I could turn it off. It's just I want to consult with the sound people and just make sure it doesn't have that pop in between. So it's another thing to conserve battery life. But again, this does not die out like within like 3 minutes of playing it. I haven't had a bunch of dropouts. Again, all electronics are different though. Maybe like you'll get a dud and they'll be like, "Whoa, what are we talking about? This is terrible." Or just like in my situation, it was all crab, everything's terrible. I got it anyway because I liked the price, and enough people in the comments or the reviews were saying that it worked fine for them. Like, I'm going to take a flyer on it for the 30-something bucks. And I've been very happy with it. It's just nothing exciting. It's just, it does what it needs to do. It goes from the guitar to there. The Schecter is really fussy about the chord jack, or the, what is it, the ferrule or whatever they call that thing. But the thing is, I thought like this didn't work with active basses, and it turns out it just wasn't pushed in all the way. So yes, this works with active or passive basses. Anyway, my 2 cents. If you see it around, give it a look. I might link it in the description. I'd say take a look and see if I did that or not. Otherwise, I'll for sure at least get the name right. If you want to search it yourself, go for it. Again, I get no money for this. They're not telling me to do this. They're not in any way putting me up to this. So there's a limit to like how linky I want to get about it either. All right, I hope I can edit this nicely, but I'm on my lunch, so I'm trying to like cram this in really fast before I run out of time. These are the actual units. One thing I neglected to say during the bulk of the video was it's a sender, it's a receiver. I did say that. It's just one channel. So send, receive, that's it. They pair together, kind of like Bluetooth in a way, but they just pair with each other. And then that's it, and just on and off. There is no battery to plug in. It's just strictly those USB phone style connectors. It comes with a splitter charger for both of these, but you can just use a single charger. Like, let's say, like, because I pulled this one day, I forgot to turn this off, and this was off. So you know this one needs charging. You can just plug a single cord in. You don't need that splitter thing to exclusively use on these. It's just a nice to have because it does both at the same time. All right, so that's my little interstitial here. Anyway, keep playing, keep learning. I'll catch you in the next video.